gloves to off.
You don't need wine in the fridge. What? A bottle of wine in the fridge. You quit? No, huh? You quit?
I hope
Gives me headaches.
you Miramichiers, I hope everybody had a place to go for Easter dinner. I'm at Mom's house. She has some family coming over and some friends, and she also prepared a few plates for some people that didn't have anybody and were immobile. So that's what Miramichiers do. We take care of our own.
Oh, you actually seen them on film.
Oh yeah. Well, here we go, folks. This is like classic Acadian style right here. Look at the skill set.
Oh, geez.
He's got his Sunday best on, but the work gloves are on, folks. We're getting ready to light a fire and get ready to shoot an episode. I'm still cutting wood. If you're ever wondering what a local historian's shed looks like, well, as much stuff as this man has packed up in his basement in newspaper clippings, he has everything packed up in here. Now that table saw right there, folks, that table saw has gotten so much use over the years, let me tell you. And Raj can use his hands. The tools are here, built his own house. And just like any other just like so many Miramichiers, very capable with their hands, creatively done. Well, this is almost sacrilegious, folks. Roger Como's using a newspaper to start a fire. I thought we were saving everything. Yeah. And I was on the phone last night to Ireland. One of my best friends in this world, Mr. Kevin Kingston, son of Mary and Sandy, brother of Mark and Mike, has been watching our episodes. And he was wondering, he wanted to see a little bit more about where this stuff is being stored. Well, that cabinet right there is full. And it's hard to show, but I'll do a better job later on. But Kev, there are some of the trays that Roger made right there. They have a cover on it. They're made out of sheet metal from his hand. And he's got 2008, 2007, 2006, and these are sitting on top of one of the drawers, so he's just been going through some things. I will show this better in a little bit later episode, perhaps tomorrow. And we're just getting ready. More tools in here, folks. More tools. There's where we're sitting. There's our set. Roger's getting his little fire going. He's got the fire about to be started. Okay, there it is, folks. Okay, Roger's about to just shut that door. Shutting the door on the fire, and we'll be opening the door to episode number, I think this is 25. I just kind of pressed record without Raj here. He's up doing a couple of things. I kind of had a busy morning. I was meeting some friends for breakfast, and then another friend that's in from Halifax wanted to meet for lunch. So that same friend I had breakfast with, we're going to have some lunch with, and then we're just saying, you know what, we might as well just have supper together too. Welcome to Mirami-histor-chi. I think we're at episode number 25. It's been an excellent little project. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from many people around. We're trying to keep it positive, Raj and I. It's a community building project. It's an nephew-uncle intergenerational project. It's been therapeutic for both of us. And I took a couple of notes the other day as I was having a coffee on some history quotes. We're calling it Mirami-histor-chi. There's a Roger. I'm kind of pushing Raj a little bit today because I had a couple of things that showed up. And Raj and I have an interesting meeting. We'll talk about that maybe a little in a second. History is merely a list of surprises. It can only prepare us to be surprised yet again. The game of history is usually played by the best and the worst over the heads of the majority in the middle. Things have never been more like the way they are today in history, and like I say, it's amazing, Raj, history. But that's a few little quotes on history. I'll show some more. I'll share some more perhaps later. So Raj just sat down, our local historian Roger Como, documenting decades and decades of local history via mainly newspaper clippings over the past 55 years or so. And Raj, lots of people are giving me compliments personally about your collection. Oh, wow. And they're enjoying our little connection here. They're enjoying. We're talking from our hearts. We're just trying to be personal. Raj and I this is a personal project, and we're doing it to share just his collection. He's from we grew up in Logieville, so of course a lot of the clippings that were of interest to Raj over the years are going to come from Logieville, and on this south side of the river, and that's what we're doing. So Raj just phoned up this fine gentleman yesterday. This is Theodore Williston. He was a surviving member of the Escuminac disaster. And we're going to go out, and Roger's going to just get his book signed by him. He's in his 90s. 93, you said? 93, yeah. 93. We're going to go up and visit him and see what he has to say. And in this book, which was done by, the photography of Brian Atkinson, I read through this. Roger shared it with me the other day. And I just want to share one little, what's that? Oh, Samantha. I just want to share one little thing, and this is from another guy in the book, okay? This guy was from out in the Cabas and Tack area, and his name was, they called him Boucher Palmer, or Palmer Boucher, not Boucher, it's spelled Boucher, but I think they pronounced it. And this old guy here, he was making snowshoes by hand and axe handles, and the last sentence in his little write-up, Raj, it says, while his own life has been full of challenges, they said Boucher. Boucher's own story is far from sad. I have one of the best things God ever gave anyone, contentment. And that is very, very simple, but in my opinion, it's very profound, because I'm a guy that jumped around looking for some answers, looking for things, and contentment. I've just never really been able to settle down, and I'm always thinking further, so I found that a profound thing, Raj.
Well, his name is spelled as Boucher.
Boucher, yeah, I said that. It's spelled Boucher, but they say Botcher or Boucher or Boucher or something like that. Yeah. So I just learned that the other day over at my sister's in-laws. I got invited to my sister's in-laws for a Easter supper, and then last night it was over at my mother's house. Raj was over there. Raj only had one plate, and that's why a man like this is looking as amazing as he is at 75, still agile, limber, all of those things. But yeah, this is a morning session, Raj. Are you going to want like a glass of water or anything like that, or we're good, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on? Any dancing this weekend, or was it a weekend? Your neck's been bad, so you took a weekend off, eh?
No, Easter weekend there'd be no dancing.
Oh, okay.
No.
But even if it was, you probably would have been best to take a weekend off, eh?
Oh, no. No, I would have been there.
You would have been there, dancing around.
Oh,
okay, yeah. Raj, we're on part 4 of 2005, and we're going to do our best to get through here.
Mm-hmm.
I just got some news from Vancouver. My situation and my circumstances are going to have me back in Vancouver early May. And I got to go there and get to my studio and do some things. My ball season is May, June, July, so I'll be rejoining my ball team. And I got to get out throwing here in the Miramichi, so I'm going to have to find a young catcher to get my arm loosened up and do some pitching. So we got about 5 weeks of programs left, Raj, and we'll see how far it takes us.
Yeah.
So we're starting here on 2005. Happy Easter,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, okay, we'll do her after a while.
Okay.
We're going to start right into the 50-year anniversary of the Lord Beaverbrook Arena, which was back in 2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, would you, if you had to take an educated guess, do you think that most of your goals were scored at the Lord Beaverbrook Arena or over in Newcastle?
Oh, up in Newcastle.
Oh, that's where you guys played your Industrial League stuff?
Yeah.
Right on. And if you guys haven't seen, two-time scoring champion in the Industrial Hockey League, 72-73, not 73-74 due to lack of games. He would have won it, but then the year after, won the scoring title again, folks. Mr. Roger Como, centerman extraordinaire.
But actually, I think I scored most of my goals out on the river.
Out on the river, folks, like a good old Miramichi.
Okay, we'll get that for a start, eh?
Okay, so Raj says, we're starting out with the Lord Beaverbrook Arena celebrates 50 years, folks, and anybody that has been in this town for any amount of time knows exactly where this arena is located, knows exactly what it looks like inside, and feels the old, it has so much character, this arena. I love playing there. And it's been a special place for me in my childhood and my life, that's for sure. Okay, so what do we got here? We got Ashton Doucette gives a skating demonstration as part of the 50th anniversary. Father Henry W. McGrath accepts an award from Mayor John McKay. And that's Ashton. And there's the guys I just mentioned, the father and the mayor. And then we have... a group received awards from the Miramichi Minor Hockey Club. Okay, we got Mary Dunn accepting on behalf of husband Tom Dunn, Catherine Bailey, sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Catherine, Abide accepting on behalf of her dad Ian Bailey, Paul O'Hara, Frank Daly, John Lorden, John Mahoney accepting on behalf of husband Gerald Mahoney, Helen McKinnon accepting on behalf of husband Charlie McKinnon, Walter McCarthy accepting on behalf of Marvin McCarthy, his brother, Harold Flieger, Joe Rashore, Bernie Keating, Paul Burns, David Shattuck, Byron Bushy, Michael Rudder, and missing from photo was Gerald Glynn and Paul McLean. And then James M. Hill principal Claude Labarge Wright presents an award to Greg Morris in recognition of his years as a volunteer. And we've mentioned many times, Raj, volunteering, no matter what way you do that, is a very beneficial thing to do. It's a free pill, and thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to honor all these people that were involved.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to show you something on that later. That's why I put it over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Minor Hockey Club. So this is from 2005, which was the 50th anniversary of the LBA. And Roger Como has been always recognizing a community's volunteers. And, it's great to have an uncle and a family, a member for me. Like I was taught as a kid how to work hard, play hard, and give back to a community. And Roger was one of those major influences that was well-rounded in those aspects. So on this Hockey Club of Honorees, and this is to keep our local, we're a Canadian town. The arena and the church are the two institutions, they say. Paul Burns, Byron Bushy, Gladys Cameron, Frank Daly, Thomas Dunn, Harold Flieger, Gerald Glynn. I had him for physics. He was one of my favorite high school teachers. He was an excellent physics teacher. Ian Bailey, Charlotte Jones, Ann McDonald, Maura McCluskey, Suzanne Waters, Margaret Norris, Linda Morris, wife of Greg, Charles McKinnon, Marvin McCarthy. Had him for math. Gerald Mahoney, John Lorden. Roger speaks very highly of John. He was a talented musician, athlete, educator. Bernie Keating, he was the principal of the junior high school when I was there. Paul McLean, Paul O'Hara, had those guys as teachers. Joseph Rashore, Michael Rudder, had him as a teacher. Dave Shattuck. So thanks a lot. Those are the honorees. These are the people that put in much hours, much service to local programs. And I tell you what, Raj, I took in a children's Pee Wee hockey game
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah, okay.
My friend's son was playing. They won the, and I'll show a little clip of that. They won the EDSA Northern Conference Pee Wee AAA over the team at Tracadie on the weekend. They go to provincials this weekend, but still, you see the volunteers around the rink, and it takes all sorts. So really, really excellent.
There's another page honoring that anniversary.
Oh, right
You
on.
can probably deal with this end over here.
Okay.
So,
So Lord Beaverbrook Arena 50th anniversary. We have more photos, more history being shown, winning teams over the years. Our town of Miramichi has had many teams that have won provincial titles. We have many people succeed in many aspects, and hockey is no exception, folks. We've had many great hockey players come out of here. Michael Page, Allison Gray, and Neha Siddhartha, members of the Miramichi Figure Skating Club, work out at the arena. We have a picture of George Lloyd. He was the father of Mike Lloyd, grandfather of Robbie and Amy, great family friends. Robert Connell, Greg Morris, Marianne Reardenberry, Joseph Sweeney. Some more teachers being mentioned there, folks. There's those kids working out on the figure skating. And there's a picture of George Lloyd. Thanks for sharing. Am I going backwards here, Raj?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna come back to that. You see that there.
Okay.
We'll deal with this here section first before we go over to that.
Okay.
So while we're on the Lord Beaverbrook Arena, we're going to be dealing with the Chatham Sports Wall of Fame.
Okay.
And all those inductees, all the pictures are all up in the arena itself.
Okay.
So here's where to honor 16.
Is that? I think that's when you walk in. There's a picture of Greg Morris there, but it's when you go in the main doors where the rink is there along that wall.
Yeah.
They have all of those, right?
Well, actually, the Wall of Fame.
Okay.
We're still with the Lord Beaverbrook Arena.
Okay.
So these are honorees there.
Okay. So this was from 2005 Arena to honor 16 LBA volunteers. Again, volunteering the free pill, along with exercise, nature, music / art. Those are free pills. In that group of the volunteers, we had Ian Bailey, as per mentioned, Reverend Bernard Broderick, Father Broderick, Mary Cameron, Joseph Cook, Harold Flieger. He coached Bantam AAA for many years and was successful in that. Reverend Andrew McFadden, Marvin McCarthy, as previously mentioned, Gordon Lynch, Murray Landers, William Gregan, Father Henry McGrath, Frank O'Donnell, Raymond Pine, Vance Toner, and Jack Upham. Right on, Raj.
Mm-hmm.
We already read those.
Okay, so this is going into the Wall of Fame, the new inductee members.
Okay.
I can get them all along the line.
Okay, and just like on that note, some more Wall of Fame inducts new members. Roger has something underlined for me. He's down here. He's the one that's preparing all of this. And what do you got here, Raj? Waters.
The Malone family here.
Okay, the Chatham Sports Wall of Fame induct 10 people. The Miramichi River Rod Motel Friday. That's where I just had breakfast. I had a smoked salmon, egg Benedict, looking out at the river. Great vibes in there. Okay, joining the Wall of Fame this year in the athletes category are the Malone hockey family, consisting of Bill and sons Jim and Greg. Bill was a gritty forward. And then we have John Lorden. Okay, so Bill's son Greg. So the Malone family. Also in the athletes category, former pro baseball player and team member of Team Canada last summer's Olympics was Jason Dixon. And we've discussed his career. Pat Daly, who played in the NHL with the Winnipeg Jets and the national junior team, as well as 11 seasons in France, was elected to the Wall. I didn't know Pat Daly was Miramichi. Mm-hmm. Wilbur Wib Jardine, he was posthumously inducted into the athletes category. He was a horse. Oh yeah, we spoke about him. He was the horse racer. He held some sort of a Atlantic Canada record or something. One of his horses. I forget what episode that is. We have in the builders category Bob Connell, Vance Toner, Joe Rashore, and Stephanie Waters. So the selection committee at the time consisted of Peter Nevin, Jack Upham, David Lobin, Mike Rudder, John Lorden, Marvin McCarthy, Greg Morris, and Paul Burns. Well, right on, Roger. Thanks for sharing.
We'll have a little glimpse of earlier inductees.
Okay. And then previous inductees from 1988 to 94. Another group. This is all on the LBA 50 years. There was like a recap of our sports history on the Miramichi or Chatham side. Dave Butler, Klein Cassidy, Joseph Cook, Kenny Cripps. I forget what episode that was, but there was an article there. He was Chatham's Mr. Everything. Darts, bowling, baseball. Frank Daly, Frank Daly, Billy Daly, old teacher, James Dixon, Tom Dunn, Arnold Flieger, he was a boxer that was competing nationally, Harold Flieger, George Harris, Wally Jimmo, accordion player in the band, baseball player, goaltender in hockey, Frank Kane, Dave Kerr, William Pop Kerr, Richard Cuffy McLaughlin, used to smash the baseball, George McDermott, John Lorden, George Lloyd, Art Leggett, big lefty, Huey Moore, Greg Morris, Joseph Walsh, and we just mentioned the 2005 inductees, folks. So right on, Raj. Excellent, excellent stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of coverage there for those events.
Yes.
Now we're going to another, the third anniversary of
The Miramichi's Opry.
Yeah.
So, like I say, the community takes all kinds, folks, and we're jumping now from the sports to the arts, and here it is. This is the Miramichi's Opry, the Grand Ole Opry. That guy in the blue shirt, I think he was the creator of it out there in the Sunny Corner, Red Bank area. He built his own little studio and all that stuff. So, regular performers at the Opry include, from left, Mo Gaston, Wilfred Gaston, Ted Ross, and we have Paul Bright, Bill Mullen, Ronnie Gaston, and Mel Ward. This is their third anniversary. The boys getting together, playing some music, nothing better than that. It's medicine for the soul, as per mentioned. What do we got? Volunteering is the free pill. Music/art, exercise, and nature. And we said you could knock all those out in one shot. So all you have to do is get outside in nature, you go for a run, listen to music. Rather than listen to music, you can play your harmonica as you're jogging, and then if you're delivering something for somebody that needs it in a volunteering way, you get all 4 pills in one shot, and it's all free. That's the amazing thing.
We just forgot to mention the historical review.
Okay.
And you can zoom in on the first rink in 1918.
1918. Okay, Raj. Thank you very much. That fire is nice back there, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Feels good down in this basement, let me tell you. I've been spending we've been spending some time in here, Raj, and it's been really great. A historical review, Lord Beaverbrook Arena, 1955 to 2005. These are just some photos, and Raj we're gonna zoom in on that structure right there. These are just photos that show the history. That's where, like, anybody in James M. Hill, that when they graduated, that's where the graduation ceremony was held. In the summertime, that's where kind of home base for the Irish Festival is oftentimes. And the St. Thomas College rink, June 1918, it collapsed in 1952, folks, right here, this arena. And, we grow up in Canada, and part of our culture is hockey, and I was lucky enough to have an uncle and a father that built our own outdoor rink out there, And so honoring a rink like this, it is an institution to a society. It's a meeting place. It's Friday night skating. It's hot chocolates. It's tournaments. It's meeting children from other towns and billeting. And Roger's son Josh spent a very good career coming out of the Chatham system, that's for sure.
Now you mentioned Wib Jardine,
Yes.
the horse race driver.
Yep.
This would have entertained him pretty good as Bob Corlett.
Okay,
Bob Corlett.
so we mentioned Wib. Wib is a legendary Miramichi horse racer. I think he was a cart guy, like his horse pulled a cart. But Miramichi, and Wib would appreciate this story, Miramichi racetrack could be economic generator for region folks.
205.
And this is 205. There's a picture of Mr. Bob Corlett, teacher out of the high school for many years. Why not the Miramichi? Because it is a secret. That's not really true. In fact, a long list of newspaper people, elected officials, community task force, and few educators know. And people who saw the March 12 Times and transcript at a Moncton province offered free land for horse track. So this is about, would you like to know about the Chatham Industrial Park, 200 acres? This is kind of a choppily written article, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So it's hard to follow, but we're talking about bringing a racetrack here for economic purposes. And there's Bob Corlett out in Nappin. He always had animals and horses. And I tell you what, that man right there, Bob Corlett, is one of my I understood the brilliance of him as a teacher. He actually challenged us to think. He treated us like mature people, and he trusted us, and he taught us how to dance, read compasses. He understood sports, animals. I thought he was way interesting, and I really appreciated his angle to life.
Okay, the local and Bracken business.
Here comes the bride, folks, a Logieviller. And there's Anne Bracken right there, and we'll read a little bit of her. This is a little focus on her entrepreneurial business over the years. Anne Bracken of Anne Bracken Formals makes a few adjustments to a tux on display at the wedding show. So Anne was her business. She would, despite the weather, the signs are in the air, and brides are busy preparing for one of the most important days of their lives, the day they walk down the aisle and marry the man they love. To help them prepare, Anne Bracken Formal Wear hosted the Wedding Memories 2005 bridal show recently at the Newcastle Lions Centre. So congratulations. Do you remember your wedding day, Raj, like it was yesterday?
Oh, yeah. Nor'easter.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
You had a stormy day? What was you were October.
Yeah.
You got married in October. Oh, there was a bad weather there?
Well, when I got married, I was 28. The very next day on our honeymoon, I was 29.
Oh, so it was a day
I'll
before your
figure
birthday.
The day before my birthday, right?
Oh, right on.
Now,
Did you go on a honeymoon? Because a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. We was down Cape Breton to do the Cabot Trail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice place to do on a honeymoon.
Okay, these people own this convenience.
Oh, yeah.
And they sold it to this group here.
Okay.
And this is more or less ready
Okay.
to retire.
Okay. So this is a thank you out of the Miramichi leader, Roger Como, sharing with us a community's experience over the years, shall we say. Gas was 87 cents in 2005. So everybody that's on the Miramichi knows this place. It's on the corner of the North Nappin Road and Route 11 going towards Moncton. There it is right there. This is a thank you. And as this couple right here were retiring, they wrote a letter of thanks. And what a wonderful thing to share, Raj. It says, on the occasion of our retirement and the sale of our business, City Limits Convenience, Roland and Liz Taylor, folks. She married Roland. That was her 7th marriage, folks, after Richard Burton. And okay, Liz Taylor would like to express a heartfelt thanks to all our loyal customers over the past 10 years. In particular, a most sincere thank you to our dedicated staff. You were an integral part of our business being the success it is. In addition, we would also like to offer our congratulations and very best wishes to Alex Scholten, May he enjoy the same success we were afforded. It was a pleasure serving you. Sincerely thanks, Roland and Liz Taylor. And I think their daughter was Lana. So not only did they have a Liz Taylor, they had a Lana Taylor. No, that Lana Turner was the actress, sorry. But Lana was a really beautiful and elegant young woman growing up. I don't know where she is now, but what a nice thing to share, Raj. And right there at Schulten's now, you can go and grab a turkey dinner, roast beef dinner. They do great lunches and suppers. It's a great little spot.
Okay, this is to do with our museum.
Okay, silent success, folks. The Miramichi Natural History Museum. So here is a photo. I'll show the photo first. Look at that, cool. That looks like a marten. Is that a pine marten?
Well,
And we'll show and tell what's going on here. We have the Miramichi Natural History Museum held on an auction at the Rod Miramichi River Hotel on Saturday. Now, I mentioned that I had a smoked salmon eggs Benny.
Yeah.
Well, the dude sitting across from me today, he had the lumberjack. What was it called? The Riverman's breakfast. Anyway, he went bacon, multi-grain. His eggs were runny, dipping his toast in it. Miramichi River Hotel Saturday to raise operating funds. The evening raised $4,050, which will be matched by the Chatham branch of the Bank of Nova Scotia for a total of $8,100. And who's in this? The Natural History Association Board from Lefter, David Foley. He used to run the store on Church Street coming, you know, before you get onto the bridge in the Chatham side. Now it's like a sleep apnea place or something, but Foley's Convenience.
Yeah.
Hockey cards, baseball cards, great spot. I knew his one of his daughters, Sean O'Reilly. He is he's running the museum. Yeah. Dirk Stewart, Ann Springer, and we have Greg Watling, the late Greg Watling, Tony Van Buskirk, and David Morrison. Missing was Bob Curry. And there's Sean O'Reilly. I think he's running the museum in Chatham. And there's Greg Watling. Greg was living in Logieville here. He passed away a couple of years ago. He was a great guy. And it doesn't say what that animal is. It is a pine marten. I can see it. I know my animals, folks. That is a pine marten, family of the weasel. Look at how beautiful that animal is. I don't know what you think of taxidermy, but I'm one that appreciates being able to look at an animal like that. I drove through the Ozarks in October on my way to the Mississippi. And the Ozarks go through Arkansas, and they start kind of in Missouri or whatever. And there was just like so many shops, Raj. It was like antique place. And I drove past a sign and it said, World Taxidermy Champions.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that was real or not, but that was in the, so I was gonna like pull in and see what they all had going on. Okay, Roger Como likes his coins. We've noticed that he likes his volunteers, he likes his horse racing, and he also likes his coins. Do you have any coins on you right now? Okay, the coin pays tribute to Terry Fox. Looney honors Terry Fox. So dollar coin celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Marathon of Hope, and that was in 2005. And there it is, folks. The Terry Fox on the dollar. And you know what? I'm not exactly sure, but there was a group advocating to take this away. Terry Fox. Like for some, like the whole cancel culture, whatever it was, for whatever reasons. I look into this whole societal cancel culture thing, and I don't think it's a healthy thing for anybody. I think we're going about things the wrong way. I'm a guy that looks at both sides and wants to have a dialectic. But, Terry Fox, I think he's a special guy.
Well, that was just at the base, eh?
Oh, right.
I think they moved it over to the former.
What does it say? Visitor Information Center on Route 11 and plain view for everyone. But did it leave the city?
Yeah,
It's still here?
I know the land was just talking about moving it over there, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we got CFB Voodoo Jet property offered to council again. Anybody that was back at the CFB Chatham over the years and is old enough to remember that plane that was on display right in for everybody to see, it was golden colored, it had red trim on it, really beautiful The Voodoo Jet on the old base in Chatham, and this is just saying the city has been approached to purchase the property on which it sits, and they were trying to find a place for it and move it, and it's not a golden hockey set. It's kind of an inappropriately placed. I think the best thing would be to have that Voodoo moved over to the Visitor Information Center on Route 11 and place it there in plain view for everyone to see as they enter the city. Actually, that's a good point. Why not? That would be a... But yeah, I think that airplane... I always loved looking at that thing, driving by. And I think anybody knows what we're talking about. Yep. Canada Games Athletes Meet Council. The 2005, we've mentioned a few of these people before going to the 2005 Summer Games. I think they were in Saskatchewan. I think it was Regina, not Saskatoon. And I recognize Glenda and Chrissy and Denise Robshaw. Who else was in here? We have, for baseball, Mike Bowes. He was a manager. Field hockey assistant coach was Glenda O'Neill Wood. She had a great career in field hockey. Denise Robshaw was field hockey. She's Roger's neighbor. Chrissy McCarthy was field hockey. Joey Davies for swimming. Kelty Norton, also field hockey. Heather DePlacy was field hockey. We have a great field hockey tradition in Miramichi. Tom McCarthy for softball. Amanda Dunaher, special athlete for swimming. Jordan Fudge for rugby. Marley Preston for field hockey. Corey Cormier for baseball, and field hockey manager Brenda Duplessis. Right on, those great New Brunswick colors. I think it looks great. Look how healthy those young people look. Congratulations to all of that. Playing a sport, giving yourself physically is a very beneficial thing for overall health, in my opinion.
So we've mentioned Samantha Ravishaw, who has connections to Logieville. This is a little bit better thing on her right here.
Okay.
Start off here, just continue here.
Okay.
I know you have to stop wherever you want, but there's a lot of stuff about her.
Okay, right on. And you're okay with me reading all these, eh?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. We like our little pattern here. Samantha Robshaw, a great musician, young musician with Logieville roots, has won many awards around the province and stuff like that. So it says, what a flurry 2005 has been already. Upon returning home from New York City, where she was performing, 17-year-old Samantha Robshaw learned 2 of her songs had been selected from more than 11,000 entries in 70-plus countries as finalists in the International Songwriting Competition. 2 other Maritimers, J.P. Cormier and Gordie Sampson, have had their songs chosen as finalists in the same competition. J.P. Cormier, side note, I just saw him at a house concert at a friend's house in December, and it was a Christmas album. It was amazing. Oh, yeah. Okay, so what an honor for her, says her mother, Beth Robishaw. Indeed, the Riverview fiddler with Logieville roots is well known on a Canadian level. She has released her 4th album, Vivacious. Sounds like a Beyonce album title. Sings on 2 tracks of the release that has East Coast Music Award nominations in the instrumental and roots traditional solo categories. Was named Maritime Fiddle Champion at the 55th Maritime Fiddle Festival in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, and earned the Don Messer Award for compiling the highest number of points during the event. Amazing. What an amazing story. We showed a picture of her last time, Samantha Robishaw. Amazing recognition for her. With Miramichi roots, we have a strong tradition of people doing very well in all categories of life, and this is just no exception here. Don Messer, he was the guy that had, Matilda Murdoch was on his episode back in, I think it was the 50s or 60s or whatever year it was, or 70s, I don't know my dates. And she was the first female that he had on her show, or something like that. Don't quote me. Quick correction. I made a comment about Vicky, my sister, training in her basement. Nobody knew she ran. She entered her first 10K race, and she goes, I said she came in second. She won the female category. One guy beat her. Actually, it was 2 guys that beat her, so sorry about that, Vicky. There's a correction. And also another correction from the Special Olympics photo that we showed, the field hockey guys. They went to Montreal for an international tournament. I said they finished 4th. Al Sutherland, I think that's his last name, at Creative Grounds corrected me. He said we come in 3rd. So he goes, get that straight.
I know.
Time out. Okay, we're going to do a little pause here, grab a glass of water, and we'll be right back at you. Okay, we are back, and what a break that was. Roger and I, we went for a walk around the block, said hello to some Logievillers, Miramichiers, looked at the open river out there. That river, Raj, is open. It's early, and it has been open for a couple of weeks. And wow, so we're back in here, we're all stretched out. See, we got nature and exercise, 2 free pills. We shoveled, no, we didn't shovel, there's no snow. We helped somebody with their groceries into their house, so we volunteered another free pill, and we sang a song while we were doing it. So don't we look great? We just got 4 free pills. Okay, so we're back at it. It's a big event that was on the Miramichi in February of 2005, which we're talking about, was the pond hockey tournament over at French Fort Cove. And what a great photo that is. Look at that photo of this young person kneeling down, and there's a picture of the action that was out on the cove, the great pond hockey. Once a pond, pun intended, a hockey tournament filled with family fun. Thousands of people flocked to French Fort Cove on the weekend for Miramichi's first Rotary Pond Hockey Tournament. This unidentified youngster who said, "I'm not allowed to speak to strangers," enjoys a skate between games on Saturday. So that was really, really a wonderful time. Were you down there checking it out?
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was, eh?
Yeah.
And here's another photo, and if you look closely, you can see all of the sheets of ice there that they were preparing. And you know, I think Plaster Rock has the world's largest pond hockey tournament, so this was kind of, we learned a lot from the Plaster Rock operation. I remember, I was actually home on the Miramichi shortly during this time, and I checked out some things. I was down there getting ready for a weekend of frosty fun. This is Gordon Baisley. Floods the ice at the French Fort Cove in preparation for this weekend's pond hockey tournament. Volunteers of the fire department have taken on the task of ensuring the ice at its best. Again, volunteers of the fire department. Great photo right there, Raj. Many hands make light work, and it takes all kinds. And look at the volunteers and everybody in the Miramichi coming out. There's nothing better than being out on a clear, crisp winter day, blue sky, and getting out and playing pond hockey. That has to be, over the years, Raj, one of your greatest memories of just being a human, is playing outdoor hockey.
So, yeah.
It's just one of the funnest things you can do, eh? So this was Rotarians and volunteers gathered at French Fort Cove on Sunday with tractors, ATVs with plows, snow blowers, a truck and snow shovels to clear the ice for the first annual. Jason Cook cleans the rink, Rotarian Pat Perry and Michael Levine. Well, thank you, gentlemen. And look at the photo right here. Look at that squirrel. I didn't notice that. That's a great little touch. Right on. What do we got here, Raj? And the winners are everyone. Everyone. Of course, Robert Holmes left of Jean Coutu's A Crazy Canucks unsuccessfully attempts to block the pass of an opponent. A crisp pass by a member of the Roussel Toyota team. There was an unsuccessful Robert Holmes trying to block a pass right here, folks. Some guys out. Beautiful times. We're lucky enough to have a family member that has a pit back in the woods just south of here in Napan, Perry, and we went and played hockey out there on his pit several times. It's very fun.
Full page.
Full page, folks. Mr. Roger Como is sharing things. This is from the Friday, February 11th, 2005 edition of the Miramichi Weekend. And look at this great event that was held in 2005. The happy, healthy faces of people getting out, playing a sport, exercising in nature. It just is a beautiful thing. They had an excellent run event. I wonder how many years this went on for. The CI, do you remember? A few years. The CIBC Eager Beavers winners in the ladies division from left, Pat Perry, Alana Conrad, Darlene Gillespie, and Lynn Carney. The checkpoint team, the family division, Eric Cameron, Brett Cameron, Matthew Summers, and Tracy Summers. I just saw Eric Cameron watching the kids' Pee-wee game the other day. He did local refereeing and umpiring for many years. There's the winner in the ladies division. We had the Black Wolf logging team, the over 40 division from left, Harold McKinnon, John Hubbard, Fred Ferguson, I think he was an attorney, Lee Johnson, Francis Malley. I think you played with Harold McKinnon, eh, Raj?
Oh, just
A little bit of
yeah.
he was a good little player.
Yeah, old timers.
Yeah, there's Harold McKinnon. Roger had me out a few times years ago. I was home and I went out with his team, and Harold McKinnon was actually playing. He was in pretty good shape. And the Les Miserables team winners in the open division from left, Roy Hickey, Bill Reynolds, Peter Clark, and Frank LeBlanc. Those are the overall champions. These young guys right here, they came to play, folks. They came to play. And they won it. So, Raj, what a great thing to share. Oh, here's a team I'll mention. Okay. We have the Toronto. So, okay. Terry Morris, Brian Harriman, Kevin McCarthy. So Brian and Terry, Kevin and is that Kevin and Chris? No, that's Brian Harriman and Kevin McCarthy. Okay, so I know these guys here. These are some Chatham boys. They were all living, they came home for it. We have Brian Morris, son of Greg. I think that's Terry. Yeah, Terry Morris, son of Greg. Brian Harriman, son of Blake, and Kevin McCarthy, son of Marvin. I remember they were all here for that time, and they competed. And right on, what a great time they must have had hanging out.
Just an article on the national championships, where they are.
Okay.
You don't have to mention that.
Okay.
But that's the Miramichi view.
Okay. So the National Pond Hockey Championships, but this is just an article finishing up here. That's the view from French Fort Cove. Look how great that would have been, folks. Really excellent. The new national championships will be delivered fast-paced, wide open. The championships will be challenged on 6 acres of natural ice from January 27th to 29th at Deerhurst Resort in Huntsville, Ontario. So right on. Really, really fun, Raj.
That's interesting there.
And to change it up, food staff receive national certification. See what we do at Mirami-histor-chi here, folks? Roger Cummo keeps them coming. This is his personal collection, 50 whatever years. Local newspaper clippings, mainly from the Leader, but surrounding area. And we're just having fun here in his basement, sharing his personal collection. 12 people who work in the food service industry in the Miramichi area are among the first New Brunswickers to become nationally certified. We have Bonnie Green. She was the certified trainer with the National Food and Safety Training Program. Joanne Saunier. And that's another long title. Manager of the Nutrition and Food Service Department at the Miramichi Regional Hospital. Terrence Milburn, Joan Hebert, Elizabeth Jenkins, Laurie Sargent, Nicole Moret, and Lorraine McGrath. Front row, Wanda Jardine, Ann Nagel, Lucy Chasson, Carmel Reynolds, and Ambrose Carroll. Missing was Jean Irving, and Lorraine McGrath is the wife of Randy?
Yeah.
Where is she? Oh, right here. There she is. So Randy's a Logieveller, son of Raymond, and we call her Babe. We'll just say Babe McGrath. And there's Randy's wife, Lorraine, right there, folks, receiving a national food certification. And Roger Cummo keeps it coming.
I had to cut that out.
Had to cut it out. Mount Allison students raise funds for Team Breast Cancer Research. Jen Lewandowski is one of the Mount Allison rugby players posing in a fundraising calendar, and they went birthday suits all the way. That's actually a very beautiful photo. There's nothing like a calendar with whoever is in their birthday suits for us that are not in our birthday suits that want to buy it and take a look. Jen Lewandowski, right on, great photo, and that's one of the photos from the rugby. I know the curlers do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the curlers do that.
And talk about the Thompsons, but now there's the head caboodle.
Okay, we've spoken about the Thompson family for many years. Did they used to go to our church sometimes? Maybe not. No, they were napping. Anyway, they had a farm. Their children were all taught how to use their hands, all capable in many different aspects, from sports to horses. They had like a petting zoo. Children would go out there for school in buses, and they had many talents, and they just did many things. So here's a story on the head caboodle, Raj calls him. And there he is, folks, right there. I'll read the caption. Just what is a Zubu? Okay. Wayne Thompson stands with spirit, and this is from 2005, one of 24 miniature horses he has among his unique animals at Wayjoy Farms in Lower Napan. Miramichi Area Farm is a sanctuary for miniature and exotic animals, and a Zubu resides in Wayne Thompson's. It's a cow-like animal, native to East Asia, India, and Africa. It stands about 32 inches high and shares space with miniature horses. There it is, yeah. Katahdin sheep that have a hair-like mane instead of wool, and other more regular size but no less exotic residents like ostriches and emus. So that right there is a Zubu, folks. A napping, and that's a very interesting thing. You just never know what's going on. The Miramichi has many capable people doing many interesting things, and this project has just reminded me of that day after day, Raj.
So we have another Napanite.
Another Napanite. I think it's Napanite. A Napan or a Napanite. I think I'll go with Napanite. Yeah, I think Napanite sounds better. 1 in 100,000 long shot. And this is from February 1st, 2005. So when they were getting ready for the pond hockey tournament, this guy right here he was busy in his barn, in his farm doing this. His name is Sterling Hoare of Hopewell Hill, raises about 40, this might be from a Times and transcript, sorry. Raises about 40 to 45 head of beef cattle. Now 69, he has assisted in countless births of calves, but recently helped in the delivery of triplets. Triplets are extremely rare, about 1 in 100,000 long shot, according to the World Book Encyclopedia. The first 2 calves, both brown, were born within a half an hour of each other, and the third, white, arriving about an hour later. For more on the triplets, please see blah, blah, blah. So there it is, right? Really cool triplets. Look at that right there. Mm-hmm. And he has on his classic Canadian red and black checkered. I have one of those checkered jackets. I wear it in Vancouver once in a while, Raj.
While we're in the animals, it's Eddie Hitchman's cattle, kind of right across the river from here.
Okay. Oh, that bison farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bison farmer loves his big pets. So look at this. Is that still happening over there?
Oh, yeah.
There's still bison over there?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I might go check it out if I'm allowed to. Look at that. The classic North American plains animal that almost got obliterated. I actually saw some bison, Raj, when I was driving across America in Oklahoma.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, there was some. So Edward Hitchman of Miramichi says plains bison take care of themselves. Edward Hitchman bison herd has attracted local residents and school children to his Miramichi property for an up-close glimpse of the robust animals. Really cool. Again, many interesting things happening on the river here, folks. The river extends all over the place. There's many different aspects, and this trip home for me has allowed me to recognize the diversity on the river. You know, like there's people that live in the bay, And that's what they know. That's their river, a wide open expanse where the lobster and the fishing and then the breed. And then there's people that live in the woods where the tributaries are coming in and they're on canoes and it's a closed in place. It's an amazing place. And our Miramichiers are very capable people. And this project proves it each time.
Well, we only got 3 or 4 items.
Okay.
Just show a flash how they fill the page up a hockey team.
Okay. Salmon tournament. We covered another salmon tournament year before. I forget what year it was. But the salmon tournament begins Wednesday. On that, we had a Miramichi Adam team, the Bantam A team, Bantam AAA team, the Miramichi K of C Beavers Midget AA, the Miramichi Pee-wee AA Rivermen. Here were the Miramichi teams participating in the salmon tournament in 2005. There are the Adams. There are the Bantam A's. There are the Bantam AAA's. And there are the K of C Beaver Midget AA, Knights of Columbus. I got mixed up because I was seeing Bantam A. It's the Knights of Columbus. And do we even have time to mention one roster? No, we're going to pass on. Time is getting a little bit tight for us. Okay.
Okay, this team right here.
Yeah.
Might be the same.
The Adam AA. Weyhauser Rivermen are tournament champs. Okay.
All the names are right there.
Okay. So actually on the back side there was 2 more teams. The Midget AA and the Adam AA. And those are the 2 other teams that competed in the old salmon tournament, folks. And this, Mr. Roger Como has it in order. He's down here preparing while I'm at breakfast having actual smoked salmon eggs Benedict for breakfast. I knew we were doing some salmon talk. So one of those teams, they won the tournament. Here they are, folks, right here. And a great photo, nothing like a championship photo.
I think they won that Memram Cup.
Oh, that's a different tournament. Yeah. It's the same team that competed in that salmon tournament.
Right here.
Okay, but they won a tournament earlier or later in the year in Memram Cook, and we will read their roster. Etienne Hache, Shane Dynan, the local entrepreneur that's doing very well. David McIsaac, Dominic Hashi, Ranson Harris, Nolan Leggett-Levy, Brandon McKay, Billy Gaston, Eric Orser, Daniel Poirier, John McNally, Brett Malone, son of Vicky and Jim, brother of Brad, Avery Gilks, Devin McKenzie, Alexander Williston, Mark McPhee, Ben Robishaw, Jamie McNally, and Jimmy Malone was the head coach. Manager Daryl McKay. Missing was Haley Williston, and Jimmy Malone, the head coach, right there, right next to his banner, coaching one of his sons. And Raj, I actually had Jimmy Malone as a head coach in Adam hockey. He was the best coach I've ever had, as he just treated us like kids. It was an amazing year. He was a cool guy, and I'll always have respect for him because of my experience right there.
So Ben Robishaw's right here from Logieville.
Okay. One of the...
Paul Robishaw.
Did I mention him?
Yeah, Paul and Josie.
See, I haven't been around. It's
you won't.
Okay, so one of the kids in Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the kids on this is a Logieviller, son of Paul and Josie Robishaw of Logieville, and congratulations, Ben.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
This is the last article. We're going to close with the death. 80.
Okay. And then Louis J. Robishaw, former premier of the province of New Brunswick, passed away in 2005 at the age of 80. And it says he changed New Brunswick forever. Little Louis left giant footprint. There's a high school named after him in the Moncton area. I actually don't know much about him. The first Acadian premier, he was called a dedicated reformer, the greatest New Brunswicker who ever lived by certain people. Okay, so he battled linguistic equality. He was the premier... Oh, sorry, this is not a recap. So he was nicknamed Petit Louis, Little Louis, for his diminutive stature, Former New Brunswick Premier Louis J. Robichaud will be defined by enormous achievements that transformed the province's social programs and brought the two linguistic communities together. And you know what? I might do some reading up on Louis J. Robichaud because I don't know much about him. There he is. He passed away at age 80 in 2005.
And 13 years later,
And 13 years later, the widow of former Premier Louis Robichaud dies at the age of 84. So do your math there, how much younger she was than him. This is from 2018. And there's a photo. She looks so beautiful in that photo. The stylish glasses, the stylish neck adornment. Jacqueline Clément, widow of former New Brunswick Premier Louis J. Robichaud. She died September 28th in Hull, Quebec. She was 84. So right on, and that's 2005. We did 4 parts, close to 4.5 hours maybe. And once again, Raj opens up his basement to me. I come over here. He is prepared. You know, I'll close with a, and we'll talk. I'm going to show this tray. You know, I've said this definition many times. It's from a David Adams Richards book, Lines on the River, I think, or Lines on the Water, and it's his nonfiction experiences of fishing the Miramichi. And David Adams learned from an older gentleman on the river. He kind of mentored him in certain ways in fishing. And this is what David Adams Richards said about that guy. He was, and always will be, the embodiment of a Miramichier, proud, conscious of others, fearless within the bounds of physical environment, full of humor, and yet somewhat shy. And if you break that down, it's a high compliment to our people here on the river. Roger, I think, personifies each one of those qualities. I'm still working on them, folks. And if you're wondering, Kevin Kingston, where these trays, what they look like and stuff, of where they come from, Roger made all of these. All of these articles are stored in sheet metal. This is the year 2005. This is the cover. This is Roger's work, beautifully done, perfectly done. And the tray. Put the cover on.
We're all done.
We're all done of 2005. We're closing it up. That cover goes over.
Okay.
It goes over. This is what it looks like, closed. Inside have all of the contents. They're stored in Roger's basement. I'll give you a better maybe visual of where these things are in another episode again. And okay, Raj, that's 2005. So we got a busy day. I got to go up to Newcastle right now, have some lunch with 2 friends. After that, I'm meeting Raj. We're on a big field trip here, Mirami-histor-chi. Our sponsors are covering it. They're going to e-transfer us the funds that it's going to take for us to make that happen. We're going to see Theodore Williston, the youngest, I think he was the youngest captain.
Well,
that's
one
of the youngest captains that survived the Escuminac disaster in 1959. He's 93 years old, and we're going to go hang out with him and just talk to him for a little bit. So thank you guys once again. That's our 25th ride. We did 25 episodes down here, and my goal was to kind of do 50 and have their project at 50. So, but I think you're having fun, eh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you guys soon. We didn't show any of our sponsors today, so we'll come at you next show with one of our sponsors, Amanda or Corey.